Deep in the Amazon rainforest, where the air is thick with the scent of wet earth and the canopy blocks out the sun, there's a river unlike any other on Earth. Its waters can reach temperatures near boiling, hot enough to kill an animal within minutes, or strip the skin from a human in seconds. And here's the twist. There's no volcano nearby, no geyser field, nothing that makes sense. Scientists call it Asháninka, locals call it something else, La Bomba, the boiling one. Some believe it was created by the breath of a giant serpent god, others say it's the Earth's lifeblood flowing from deep within. But here's the real mystery: how does a river in the middle of the jungle, far from any known heat source, stay hot enough to cook you alive? Today, we journey into one of the Amazon's deepest secrets, to uncover the truth behind the river that boils, and why it may be a ticking time bomb for the planet. The first written accounts of the boiling river date back to the Spanish conquest of the 16th century. Conquistadors returning from Amazon expeditions told stories of rivers so hot they could cook meat. Most Europeans dismissed these as fever dreams, exaggerated tales from exhausted men deep in malaria-ridden jungle. For centuries, the story faded into myth. Indigenous communities, however, kept it alive. The Asháninka people told of Yakumama, the mother of the waters, a giant serpent spirit who could boil rivers with her breath to protect sacred lands from outsiders. For them, the boiling river wasn't just a physical danger, it was spiritual justice. Strangers were warned. If you hear the hiss of her breath, turn back or the water will claim you. The river remained largely unknown to outsiders until the mid-20th century, when oil and logging companies began pushing deeper into the Amazon. Workers spoke of stumbling upon Hell's River, but these claims rarely reached the scientific community. That changed in 2011 when Peruvian geoscientist Andrés Ruzo heard about the river from his grandmother. She told him a childhood story. Spanish soldiers fleeing from the Inca after Pizarro's murder wandered into the jungle. Half-starved, they stumbled upon a steaming river. Those who tried to drink from it died instantly. Ruzo, skeptical but curious, began asking colleagues. Most laughed. Rivers that hot only existed near volcanic activity, and there are no active volcanoes within hundreds of miles of this part of Peru. But when Ruzo finally ventured into the Mayantuyacu jungle with a local guide, the air itself grew hotter, the humidity more suffocating, and the faint sound of rushing water grew into a low, constant roar. Then, through the trees, he saw it, steam rising in thick white columns. When Ruzo first dipped a thermometer into the river, the reading shocked him: 86 degrees Celsius, or 187 degrees Fahrenheit. In some spots it reached 93 degrees Celsius, that's 199 degrees Fahrenheit, just below the boiling point of water at that elevation. The first scientific question was obvious: where is the heat coming from? In volcanic hot springs, underground magma heats water that surfaces at high temperatures. But this region of the Amazon is tectonically stable. The nearest volcanic area is more than 400 miles away. So, Ruzo's team began taking geological surveys. The most likely explanation emerged: deep geothermal circulation. Rainwater seeps deep into the Earth's crust, possibly miles down, where geothermal gradients heat it before forcing it back to the surface along fault lines. In most parts of the world, this creates small hot springs. But in Asháninka, something unique happens. The flow is massive enough to create an entire river. The river runs for about 4 miles with widths of 80 to 100 feet in places. Temperatures stay dangerously high for most of its length, cooling only near its confluence with a colder tributary. The scientific wonder is matched only by its danger. Even without volcanic gases, the heat alone is lethal. Ruzo documented the death of a young animal, likely a sloth, that fell into the water. Within moments, its flesh began to cook, filling the air with the smell of boiled meat. Scientists collected isotopic water samples and discovered the rainwater heating cycle could take decades, meaning the water falling as rain today might not re-emerge for 20 years or more. Yet despite these breakthroughs, questions remain. Why here and not elsewhere in the non-volcanic Amazon? What unique geological feature allows such massive geothermal heating? And could climate change or deforestation disrupt the delicate hydrological cycle that feeds it? For the Asháninka people and other indigenous communities, the boiling river is more than just a curiosity. It's sacred. They believe it is the physical manifestation of Yaku Mama, the great serpent spirit, protector of the jungle. Shamans use the river's banks for traditional healing ceremonies, where the rising steam is believed to carry spiritual energy. The Mayantuyacu Healing Center, run by a respected shaman named Juan Flores, draws both locals and outsiders who are seeking treatment for ailments of the body and spirit. Flores says the river is alive, that it chooses when to reveal its power. According to tradition, disrespecting the forest, polluting its waters, or over-harvesting plants can anger the river. When oil exploration crews approached in the 1990s, shamans performed rituals to protect the land. Local resistance, combined with the area's remoteness, kept large-scale industrial intrusion at bay, at least for now. For Americans used to seeing nature as a resource to be used, this view of nature as a living being is both foreign and, honestly, deeply fascinating. In the Asháninka worldview, humans are part of nature's family, not its owners. The boiling river is the ultimate reminder: nature can nurture or destroy. Stepping too close to the riverbank can be deadly. The soft, muddy edges can collapse, sending someone tumbling into scalding water. Even the steam can cause severe burns if inhaled. Local hunters tell of jaguars, monkeys, and even birds dying when they fall in. The most tragic are young animals learning to climb or swim. One slip, and the heat ends them in just minutes. Human casualties are rare but not unheard of. In the early 2000s, a logger reportedly slipped from a log bridge and was swept away. By the time his body was recovered downstream, it was unrecognizable. Scientists visiting the river must work in extreme caution, often tethered with safety ropes and carrying burn kits. The mystery of Asháninka is partly solved. Deep geothermal circulation explains the heat. But questions remain. Could an underground magma pocket be influencing the heat in ways undetected by surface geology? Why does the river maintain such stable high temperatures over miles of flow? Could there be undiscovered fault lines channeling heated water from unknown depths? Some geologists even speculate about ancient hydrothermal systems from a time when the Andes volcanic activity reached farther east. For locals, these questions are irrelevant. The river is simply the way it has always been. For scientists, it's a reminder that Earth still holds secrets capable of rewriting textbooks. The boiling river is more than a geological oddity. It is a bridge between worlds, science and spirit, life and death, known and unknown. In an age when satellites can map the entire planet, and data streams from billions of sensors, a river in the heart of Peru still humbles us with its mystery. But it is vulnerable. Deforestation could alter the delicate rainwater cycle that feeds it. Industrial projects could poison its waters. And once it's gone, no technology can bring it back. We are reminded of a simple truth: some wonders are not ours to control, only to protect. If you want the world to keep its last wild secrets, share this story. Subscribe to join us as we uncover more of Earth's most astonishing places before they vanish.